Right. So, like one of the things you are essentially saying that you don't have to be a comp sci major to enjoy the benefits of an iQ4 class, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Case in point. So, cybersecurity. What people don't realize is cybersecurity is an environment where anybody with any background can play a role. Example, what we think we know, which is most popular, is the technology component of it, right? Oh, I need to be a technical person because I have to do my pen testing or my network analyst and see, or my defense technologies to see if somebody's trying to attack my network or my data, right? That's the technical aspects. Then there's the risk and compliance, right, aspects. Well, what's at risk in an organization? And how as a student can help analyze and understand the risk, what needs to be, what kind of government compliance may be there in the regulated industries, right? Like financial industries and utilities and healthcare, where they are regulated. So there are regulatory compliance mandates that these organizations must follow. I mean, if you look at the banks, the Fed Reserve actually has senior examiners that look at the bank to make sure that they are in compliance with their cybersecurity protocols, methodologies, risk management, et cetera, to make sure. But you don't have to be a tech person to get a job in governance, risk, and compliance. You could be an eco major, you could be a finance major, you could be a business major, you could be a philosophy major. It's all about that. If you look at human factors, right? Breach is the biggest cause of these breaches is human, the mistakes people make phishing emails, right? Teaching, right? And awareness in the workplace about how to avoid these kinds of things. So you have your whole education marketplace for students that are studying education and communications. And then the other piece, communications. So when there is a breach, how do you communicate it to your people in the company, your stockholders, your customers, your board of directors? So yes, those are examples. When you say cybersecurity, literally, and what we've seen in our case, there's been no major that a student has had that could not play a role in cyber. And that's equal for public and private universities. That's equal to any age from students coming out of high school to master's degree students. And what I love about it the most, it levels the playing field. So, we have 45% women participating, where the actual national average right now is 11% of women of cybersecurity jobs currently in place are represented by women. Right. So yeah, it's wide open.
Yeah, and you also target those on the autism spectrum, minorities, right?
Veterans, yes.
Vets, yeah. Because talk about the advantage of having a vet.
Well, the vets are great because number one, first and foremost, to put their lives on the line for our country. So anybody who's looking to put their lives on the front lines or in some capacity in the military to continue the country as we know it, our freedom and our independence and our capitalistic society, so to speak.
Right.
We're not doing enough for the vets, but what we've done is there are about 2 million student veterans right now in the market, and the government puts a lot of money to try to make that work. Unfortunately, the school systems don't really have that pathway figured out yet, which is what we're doing to help them to figure out, well, what can I do with the skills I've learned in the military? I've seen two really prominent opportunities in the military. One, just being in the military services provides clearance in terms of your personal security,
right.
Integrity, discipline, okay? Things that you don't get taught this stuff in school right now, right? So these kinds of things are really, really critical that a lot of organizations, and you'll see with the banks and others, are hiring military in these cybersecurity positions. Just, talking cyber.
Right.
And then the other thing is, trying to connect up with military before they leave their service, right? So they are still enlisted and they've got 6 months while they're transitioning. Well, there's no reason why we can't get them engaged virtually using technology and content and models in opportunities that align with their skills. And if you've ever looked at, and I have looked at them, the military cross-service transcript.
Uh-huh.
Now, that is similar to an academic transcript with a big exception. The cross-military transcript actually has competencies and skills listed in it. An educational transcript has courses and diplomas listed in it, right? So it's a very big difference in terms of what an employer can deal with. And I think, I guess the third challenge is the military. A lot of times they don't think that they want to do the same thing that they did in the military.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And so, but the fact is they don't have to do the same thing, but the skills they have can apply to 100 different things, and they don't know what that is.
Right.
So our goal with iQ4 is to our goal was what we've done, build a platform, a technology that's anchored in a standards-based skills taxonomy, number one, so that industry can define their needs and people could define their ability using the same language. It's like everybody's going to speak English.